Hey everyone, Junior Bacon Chi here. I just wanted to show a PvP video that I did playing Rogue Mage Priest, and I know it's basically the cheapest combo that you can do, Rogue Mage, whatever. So I'm going to be playing this for a couple games, and then at the end I'm actually going to show me playing Warrior Death Knight Priest and us winning against Rogue Mage Resto Druid, or sorry, Resto Shaman. So let's go ahead and get started. Basically, the reason that this is such an overpowered combo, I think that we all know, is the fact that you can do so much burst between the rogue and the mage, and then you have just insane amounts of crowd control. So here, just watch the enhancement shaman's health during this game and how quickly he just goes down. I basically stun the resto druid, I mind control the resto druid, get him out of the fight, mind control him again, and look, he's already dead. Like, that's how easy it is to win as Rogue Mage Priest. Like, it's insane how much control. I mean, I can stun, mind control, and then they're dead, and they really can't do anything. Here is just another example. We're up against Balance Druid, Arms Warrior, and then Mistweaver Monk. So I just go ahead, do my opener, get Holy Ward up, Renews, Prayer of Mending up, and they actually do something that kind of worked. I don't know if they were doing it as a joke or not, but they all just started dancing in the arena area, and it actually kind of worked for them because we had to clump up together, and so they were able to do cleaves and do more damage that way. I open up and try and do a mind control on the healer, and I get kicked with my mind control, and then I ended up getting silenced. And just look at the balance druid though. The balance druid, they just chunk him down so quickly that it's hard for many healers to keep up with that damage. So he's got the crane up to heal while he's mind controlled. The balance druid is still just barely up. I'm just doing my heals because I'm getting focused on the warrior, and then I finally get a mind control off on the healer. Then I get kicked again for my mind control. I'm going to get myself back up. Ray of Hope myself. They're just blasting this balance druid still. I mean, it is insane the amount of burst that they can do with the sheep, sap, disorients, all that stuff, and the balance druid ends up dying. So it's just, if you want to win the majority of your games, just play Rogue Mage Priest. So alright, so here's another one. Same team that I've been playing with against a Arms Warrior, Frost Mage, and Holy Paladin. So Warrior Mage is actually pretty fun to play as well if you guys haven't tried that in threes. So they go sap the healer. I'm going to go ahead and stun the healer afterwards. I'm going to get my team up, and then I'm going to mind control the healer. So look at their mage. I mass dispel their ice block, get mind control back up. On the heals, look at the mage still, they're just focusing on him. I'm going to start doing my smites if I can. I ended up starting to heal again just because they're getting my guys, and it's just so much easier if you can keep everybody topped off, and then you just smite, get the warrior, and then the mage is already dead. Like, that's how quickly and effectively, especially since we can mass dispel, if we come up against another mage, and they're focusing on the enemy mage, you just let them focus the enemy mage, they ice block, and then you just mass dispel it. So here we're against Arms Warrior, Demon Hunter, and a Resto Druid. So again, just do Prayer of Mendings, Renews, Holy Ward, get it all up on everybody. I think I ended up forgetting to do Holy Ward. Alright, so they're going to open up on me, and then once the Resto Druid comes out, because they're doing their sheeps, their stuns, their saps and everything on everybody else. You can see that my Prayer of Mending is just bouncing around. So I'm going to go ahead and mind control the Resto Druid because they've been focusing on the warrior. The warrior's health, boom, he's already dead. That's one thing that I think that druids make the mistake on is they wait too long fighting against this combo to come out of stealth because they don't want to get controlled. And it was too late because I stunned and mind controlled and it was out. So, alright, so here is me, a warrior, a death knight, against rogue, mage, resto druid, and this is a super duper long fight. I open with Mass Dispel and start doing Holy Nova to see if I can get the rogue out of stealth. Keep on doing. I think I end up. Yeah, I got the rogue out of stealth. Keep Prayer of Mendings up, absolutely. Every single second you can, because when you get kicked, your Prayer of Mending and your Renews are still ticking. I'm going to end up Holy Word Serenity on the Warrior. Get the Prayer of Mendings up again and Renews. Just got Polymorph, so I'm going to eat that. And always run Relentless. Every single time you play against this, or at least when I do, I play Relentless because you notice that I got Mage Sheeped and then Polymorphed by the Resto Shaman, and the Resto Shaman's Polymorph lasted like, what, 2 seconds? So you're not eating full CCs every single time. To me, it's foolish to run a Trinket when you can only Trinket once every 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and mind control the Rogue, because any type of pressure against this team, it depends on the coordination. I don't think we're on voice here, but I will mind control whoever they're not focusing. So the Rogue was doing burst, so I mind controlled the Rogue. They were focusing on the mage, so then I start mind controlling the healer. I come out of the sheep and I just bust out a bunch of heals, get everything up that I can, Prayer of Mending's up, Renews up again, and then again, to relieve pressure, don't be afraid to mind control the DPS. So since I got Relentless up, they just polymorphed me. It only lasted 2 seconds. Start focusing their totems if you can, especially their Earth Ground totem, because that's what slows your team. If you're playing 2 melee, that's the first thing that you want to do is just Holy Fire and smite that thing down. So I'm going to eat their Disorient, but you'll notice everybody's at full health because I've been keeping Renews and Prayer of Mending up. So dispel the Frost Novas whenever you can. I'm going to eat another full Polymorph, which was about 5.5 seconds. I'm going to pop Apotheosis at this point, get everybody up. And then, if everybody gets Root and Sheeped, don't be afraid to Mass Dispel as well. So now I'm getting focused by the Rogue. Focus heals on myself, pop Ray of Hope, and Holy Ward. I get Holy Kicked, which is fine. And then I'm going to still get the heals back up. Pop Light of Turu, or whatever. I've always been curious how you actually spell that. So they just peeled for me, which is awesome. I'm going to get my self up. I let my warrior eat that full sheep because I just wanted to get myself up. Sometimes it's more important to get yourself completely topped off than to get your team out of CC. Now, I don't do that all the time. I like my team to have as much uptime as I possibly can. But if it's a choice of uptime and you staying alive, just stay alive so you don't lose. So I'm going to go ahead and mind control their healer again. Looks like they're opening up on the Death Knight for a minute. They got polymorphed again. So it's just like this dance because it's just so much CC. I'm going to go ahead and dispel the warrior again. Prayer of Mendings and Renew on everybody. And that's basically it. It's just, and then Pillar Hump whenever you can. I'm going to Mass Dispel all the roots off of everyone, so that way they can have uptime. And then I'm going to go ahead, stun, smite, do a little bit of damage on the Rogue, and then mind control the Rogue. He trinkets, mind control again. I get Shadow Locked, which is fine because it opens myself up for heals again. And top myself off. And you'll notice they're still CCing, they're stunning, they're not mind controlling, but they're stunning, sheeping, hexing, doing everything that they can to keep us down. but the fact that we're able to put decent pressure up with this team allows us to have some breathe room. So I'm going to go ahead and Ray of Hope and Holy Ward myself, Prayer of Mending, Renews, get all that stuff up, and pop Inner Focus and Greater Fade, so that way I don't get kicked by this rogue. But I find that whenever someone's focusing on you, and you pop Greater Fade and Inner Focus, I also just stunned the healer. But whenever you're getting focused for a while and then you pop Inner Focus and Greater Fade, it's silly. A lot of the DPS, they give up at that point when actually you're out of cooldowns and they should be able to get you down. They sort of give up because they're frustrated because they've been on you for so long that they don't know what to do at that point. So again, just keep the. You'll notice every single time I can, I prayer mending, and if I get the rogue on me, I will make sure that I'm on the other side of the pillar from the mage, so I don't get silenced by them. But I will try and fish out a kick with mind control. So again, I'm just going to mind control the rogue, get him out of the fight, but I don't bring him too far because you'll notice I'll inner fire right off the bat. He tried to stealth right there, but I inner fired him, and so he can't stealth because he has a hot on him. So, and then I mind control, stun, get the rogue out of the fight for a while, get my renews and prayer of mending back up, and just keep everybody topped off as much as you possibly can, because if everybody's topped off within 80% and above, it gives you breathing room to be able to do the mind controls, to be able to spam stuns and spam smites to fish out those stuns. I just got Holy Ward on myself again. You'll notice I'm actually using mouse over macros. I think I'm going to do a video on what macros I use now. They're pretty handy. Got a dispel off on the roots on the Death Knight. Renews up on everybody all the time. And you'll notice our team's health versus the enemy's team's health. I just got a shadow locked again by the rogue, which is great because every time you can do that, it just leaves you to free cast. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my team quick. The main thing that I actually think that I could have done differently now that I'm thinking about it is I didn't use my feathers very often, and I think it could have been super handy if my Death Knight and Warrior Buddy were able to, excuse me, stay faster. I mean, 40% speed when you're getting slowed, that really does make a difference. So I think that's the main thing I would have done differently. And then maybe just dispelled a little bit more. But for the most part, I mean, I think it was a pretty successful game. Pillar humping, staying as close to that pillar as possible. We got the mage down finally, and I don't know. This combo seems to be pretty good against rogue mage, whatever. They used a lot of their CC. I think the reason that this combo works successfully against rogue mage is the survivability of the other teammates. So warriors have decent survivability. Death Knights, I think this is an Unholy Death Knight, has decent survivability. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think.